Day 2, event 6 underway. We'll start with 30 toes to bar on the rig and then move into 30 yards of that heavy dual kettlebell lunge. And Bill, when this first came out on paper, we all thought the same thing across the board. It's unbroken, it's fast, and it's furious, and there is no room for error.
There really isn't. You have to be unbroken. There's just no way around this. It's all about being that, you got to have that need for speed, and that means on the toes to bar as well as on those lunges. You got to be able to move, and you just don't have time for a no rep. So you have to make sure that those feet get back behind the plane of that bar, make sure they touch, and then also get full extension on those lunges for every single rep.
30 toes to bar done, unbroken across the board, and here becomes the tricky part of this event. When looking at it on paper, it seemed so easy to do, but those kettlebells, two 53-pound kettlebells in that rack position, again, it's the intensity that's going to be the hardest part about this event going forward.
And Katrin came off that bar just really moving. She didn't have a whole lot of extra swing, so you saw that she was just kind of getting a lot of tension, making her feet come right back just behind the bar. That allowed her to get off that rig first, get to those kettlebells and move. And I love the way that she keeps those kettlebells up high on her shoulders, trying to rest them on her body rather than trying to use her arms to hold it. And she's just marching, getting that full extension. You can tell she's getting to the end of that red line as she's getting up to that finish mark.
David's daughter, second lane to your left, first to the rig for the round of 20. And this is where you cannot afford to have a miss. It's easy to do the 30, but that round of 20 after all this is going to be the most challenging part.
The round 2 of any CrossFit event is always the worst event because you have that lactic acid blast. The anxiety is already, like, you're in the event now. So now it's about making every single one count. So you need to be very careful about how you move, being very precise about all your movements, but you're still in the race. You still have to be in the hunt.
Hand in the air for David's daughter in lane number 2, indicating 5 reps to go as she'll be first off the rig, followed closely behind by your champ, Tia Claire Toomey, and Brooke Wells in lane number 1. Katrin, David's daughter, won the CrossFit Games 2 years in a row back in 2015 and 16, but since then, it's been the lady to her right. Tia Claire Toomey has dominated the sport for the last 3 years.
You can see Katrin up on the front. For the most part, she's able to just step up and walk. She hasn't had to do where the foot comes up and locks out. Kind of like she's like getting a little off balance. You see a couple of those, but for the most part, nice calm steps. Tia looks like she's in the hunt, picking up the tempo just a little bit, but Katrin's got those nice long lunges really paying off for her.
David's daughter is done as she'll advance her kettlebells, but Tia Claire Toomey close on her heels, but Tia drops the kettlebells in the middle, and I think as long as they get to the end, it's going to be okay. So that's a strategic ploy from Tia Claire Toomey, leaving her kettlebells right in the middle of the rig.
Katrin, you can see her winching, barely trying to hold on. She's trying to keep that tight midline so she can rep those out real quick.
Now Tia was off the bar first, but her kettlebells were back, and we have a lunge race to the finish. 10 yards between your former champs. Tia Claire Toomey on the right, David's daughter on the left.
And this is the fight right here. You can see that Katrin was just trying to stay up there, but a little bit of a fail. And I think she honestly, once she realized she couldn't catch it, she stopped. She basically let Tia go.
Tia Toomey will win her 4th event in just 6 here at the 2020 CrossFit Games. David's daughter in 2nd, and Brooke Wells just behind in 3rd.
And I'm really surprised that Haley is way here in the back. I mean, of all the movements, this would have been one of the ones that I thought she would have done so well in. But just the speed of those ladies up in the front, I guess you just couldn't hang with them.
Carrie Pierce on the right, trying to get at least 4th in this heat. She'll lock in 35 points, but Haley Adams, who is coming in 2nd place off her 2nd place finish on the trail run last night, is going to get 5th in just 15 points to start off day number 2. But Tia Toomey, what a move. Placing her kettlebells down at the middle of the rig so she can get up faster. Now it all evens out in the end, but